I'm E,
I'm D.
and today we're going to cover Potomac, episode 8, season 8. And I think
hmm
it's called Painting the Town Red or Painting Austin
Painting
Red.
Austin red.
Well, I don't know what's going on, but they all kinds of colors over there at this point because
Ooh,
crying 1 minute, they're mad another minute, and it's too many mood swings. I can't even keep up. But we're going to go over the episode, give you the play by play and, tell you our thoughts, which are probably the same as the other episodes. But we still have to talk about it, of
yeah.
course.
Well, we got a recap, so of course we're gonna talk about, all of our crazy opinions. Okay, so after a bit of a holiday hiatus, the Real Housewives of Potomac finally returned for a new episode this week, season 8, episode 8. Somehow these ladies were still on their Austin trip, and it was a drag in every sense of the word. Now, mind you, as you guys know by now, we're going off of some articles we've come across. This is one of the Yahoo Entertainment articles, so we're not describing it this way. This is how they're describing it. We may agree with it, but we'll let you know about
Okay.
that later. Right now, we're just giving you the breakdown. We're giving you the recap. So, okay, apparently it was a drag. So, Wendy and Nneka are still at odds. Why? Candiace busted out the cry angle. Cuando no? Robin cried on the side of the street. This is second time. All while Karen tried to enjoy her triple 20th birthday. This trip was Ashley's brainchild, and they might forbid her from ever planning a cast trip again after this. For the last day of the trip, Ashley tried to get the ladies to regroup for a drag show. The results were questionable. Here's what went down in the Real House of Potomac. Okay, so. Oh, Karen. Karen Huger. Remembering at the beginning of the Austin trip where Ashley wanted all of the ladies to make paintings inspired by their vaginas, the activity got derailed because the ladies were harassing Robin over her confusing relationship with Juan. But Ashley didn't forget about the easels and paint she brought to Austin. To celebrate Karen's triple 20th, she gathered all of the ladies and made them paint portraits inspired by the Grande Dame herself. The ladies hilariously revealed their artwork to Karen, and it's safe to say that none of our Potomac housewives are painters, but it was sweet to see everyone rally together to celebrate Karen. With so much division in the group, Karen's friendship is the one thing that unites them all. Can it always just be Karen's birthday? What do we think of this section so far?
Well, this is the only section that I actually genuinely liked. Like it's always those little snippets where they like to put
Yeah.
their differences aside. They were all drawing Karen. First of all, none of them can draw. Like none of them. They were drawing
Oh.
kindergarten style. Like they were,
Oh.
I don't know if they were trying. And then they were comparing themselves to like Picasso and I don't know who else, Monet probably. And I'm like, y'all need to stop, because it's disrespectful at this point. But they seem to like be having fun, and what the article said was true. Karen is the glue, basically, that
Yeah.
keeps them all together. She's like, well, throughout the episode, well, I wanted a better outcome, but this is basically good enough. So,
Right.
I did like that Giselle seemed in good spirits. Like she was there celebrating Karen's birthday, and we see a
Yeah.
little snippet of her and Karen throughout the years. And, she seemed pretty
Mhm.
invested in celebrating that. They gave her a pie, a frozen pie. And of course,
Oh,
they have to jokes. It's like, do we put this in the freezer? They're like, nah, we don't need to put nothing in the freezer for now.
not this
You know,
time.
not right now. And then it seemed like her and Robin, kind of turned over a leaf. Robin drew a check mark. What was it? One of those Instagram blue check marks instead of drawing Karen, which was funny to the group.
Of course. Of
Karen
course.
appreciated that. So I thought it was a very sweet moment. And I think we need a lot more sweet moments because later on, and we've seen already what, 8 episodes? It's all about the
Yeah.
drums, but it's not like funny drums or like dramatic. It's like mean and malicious, which I kind of don't like.
That's been like the running theme this season is like just moments where they're like being mean for the sake of being mean, not necessarily, that it's like they I don't even think that like their problems are genuine anymore. Like the problems they have against one another, they don't even seem genuine anymore. It's like, oh, I don't like you because you're wearing blue. Like it just seems so fabricated. But I am glad. Glad that they were able to come together for Karen's triple 20. Obviously, Karen is the glue. Like, and I
Mm-hmm.
love that because it's been such an evolution of that, right? Because like I think they wanted Karen to be like central in the beginning, and then things kind of got derailed a little bit, and the emphasis was on the Green Eyed Bandits, and then it became about Monique and Candiace situation, and then it became about Candiace and Ashley. Like, there's been different things throughout the series
Yeah.
that I feel like derails the whole thing. So I like that this season in particular, we're back to Karen is the glue. Karen is, the reason. So,
Mm-hmm.
I remember like even in the promos when they were showing like clips of them drawing Karen and the atrocious artwork that were produced. I'm glad that Karen has the sense of humor, and I'm glad that they were all able to like have this genuine moment, at least like a really good fun moment, because outside of that, it really is a drag. Like
Seriously.
it's become so like unwatchable at time, and I know that like a lot of the critics, and by critics I mean the internet peeps, feel very very similar. Like Potomac is just not what it used to be, and I think that when they have moments like these celebrating Karen and like kind of playfully making fun of one another with the pie and the jug mart and all this stuff, like it reminds you that you can have these like crazy moments but still laugh about it later, because that's what real friends do. It's like you don't get along 100% of the time, but then you can always laugh about an issue later. So anyway, I did enjoy the celebration for Karen's triple 20. Okay, so next section. During a private moment with Karen and Candiace, Wendy revealed that she got some unsettling news about her mom from back home. Susan was rushed to the hospital on the same day they arrived in Austin. It wasn't clear exactly what was wrong with her mom, but Wendy said she had to undergo surgery. Obviously, having your mom suddenly fall ill while you're halfway across the country is stressful. Simultaneously, trying to defend her mom from rumors of witchcraft and wizardry just adds insult to injury. Wendy mentioned how it was extra difficult to have to defend her mom against Naka's accusations while also knowing that she was sick. However, Candiace wasn't buying that. Despite being Wendy's only friend on the show, she made a snide remark in her confessional saying Wendy shouldn't conflate the two issues. Later in the episode, Wendy shared a health update about her mom. She said that she successfully made it out of surgery, so the scariest part is behind them. We're all rooting for her continued recovery. So I have some thoughts, but you go first. You go first.
Oh, well, I do agree with Candace. I think that Wendy, throughout this Austin trip, is throwing everything under the sun to deflect from the whole witchcraft thing going on.
Yeah.
Like, as far as surgery, I mean, I'm no doctor here, but I'm a doctor of the drums and the internet. So I think, you know, the surgery, it didn't seem like a big deal. It was like they showed a thing that it was so gonna be like 10 minutes. Like it was a camera thing. It wasn't like a real hardcore, heart surgery, thing, fixing a
Uh-huh.
valve kind of thing. So, obviously I'm not trying, it could be serious. I know it's
Yeah.
moms. I get it. I would be
Yeah.
devastated too. But I think just Wendy is just using it as an excuse,
Yeah.
to be like, hey, my mom is not like this, probably even trying to like soften, her image or her persona. She's sick,
Yeah.
she's elderly, she's, a devout Catholic and all these things. But,
Yeah.
Nneka's been quiet, but she's still shady as hell. She's
Yeah.
dying to bring up this witchcraft thing, which she kind of does, And I think the beef is going to be brewing in the next couple of episodes with them again.
So, see, if your mom is having surgery the day you arrive somewhere, I'm leaving
Um,
right back.
exactly.
I'm leaving right back. If it was something that like, was an emergency that she was literally rushed to the hospital, yeah, I'm leaving. Now, if it was something that was planned, like, oh, she has scheduled surgery for this day, and it's, maybe something that, like you said, takes 10 minutes or whatever, then okay, I can be okay with that, because at least, maybe she'll have like my
Mm.
dad or my siblings or whatever, right? I don't have to be there. Um, but you stayed. You stayed, and then you conflated, all these things. Mind you, yes, I think absolutely the fact that her mom was going through some stuff adds to her feeling a way about the situation with NECA.
Yeah.
I don't think it was fair of Candiace to like kind of make it like a shady moment. It's like, did she conflate the two? Yeah. But did she have genuine, like, mixed emotions about all of that? I'm sure she did. Like you said, it's your mom. So I don't know. I don't know. I have a feeling Candiace is going to be going over to the NECA side of the world soon.
But when she said, trying to conflate the two, I'm like, but isn't she doing the same with Robin and her situation with, Chris Bassett and that whole Giselle situation? And I'm like,
Yeah.
pot calling the kettle black. You're doing the same thing, girl.
My exact thoughts.
Where's your mirror? Hello.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
listen, like, Candace is not necessarily the type to self-reflect. So we ain't gonna get nothing out of that. We're
Mhm.
just not.
Yeah.
Okay. So, for the last day in Austin, Ashley wanted the ladies to accompany her for dinner and a drag show. Due to the ridiculous legislative attacks on drags, Ashley said she wanted to shine a spotlight on the art of drag. What better way to do that than bringing the Real Housewives of Potomac to a drag show? Before the show, the ladies went to dinner. Rarely can these ladies sit down for a normal meal without it turning into a hot mess. The
Mhm.
final dinner in Austin was no exception. Before the appetizers even made it to the table, Ashley confronted Candiace about all the drama from the chicken-ish bingo. She said she didn't understand why she was crying over losing her friendship with Robin, but not owning up to the fact that she drags her on social media 24/7. Candiace immediately got defensive, shocker, and she was not addressing Ashley. But that didn't stop Ashley from activating. Ashley turned to Candiace and said, "The difference between you and me, I say it to the group, you say it to the internet."
Mm.
Robin jumped in and said that she doesn't think they should use social media to weaponize each other, but somehow Candiace took issue with that. She replied and said that that wasn't the case when Giselle accused Chris of making her uncomfortable. Frustrated, Candiace shouted, "The line is always moving. It's unbelievable that we're still talking about the Giselle Chris situation." Candiace acts like he was accused of a crime and had his life ruined by Giselle. In actuality, Chris would still be in his gray sweatpants doing cooking classes on Zoom for a living. Yahoo article, y'all. So, regardless of what Giselle said in season 7, that would have been the case. It's time to move on, but Candiace has no intentions of doing that. Her response to any criticism is, "But what about me and Chris?" So, that I don't know. I don't know.
Well, this was like a similar situation. I know I keep bringing it up because it's so shocking to me. When Ashley went breastfeeding to that, what was it, Miami or somewhere? And
No, no, it was somewhere else.
it was maybe like a beach house somewhere, right?
No, I think it was like in the north or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
like Delaware. I don't know where they were, but
Yeah.
I feel like they were like beachfront at a house kind of thing. And then
Yeah.
she had dropped some I don't know, gossip. Oh, you did this, you did this. Okay, I'm gonna head out. And then left all the ladies fighting. I think this is what Ashley did basically. She was like, oh, yeah, I was a little confused as to what was happening. Candiace, I don't understand why you did this, and this. And then shut up. Like, we don't hear about her no more because then it becomes Robin and and what's her face?
Giselle?
What's her face? Candiace. Robin and
Okay.
Candiace going at each other. Wendy trying to be like a mediator, but then she was shut down 3 seconds later. And then Mia was like running after Robin. Like it just, and then Ashley didn't say anything after that. Like, why does she do? She just drops it and like lets it ignite.
She's
It's
a
kind of
pot
comical.
stirrer.
He really is. But I don't know. I'm tired of this storyline at this point.
Yeah.
Does she have a reason to be mad? Yeah, but how long? You're still on the show, so either leave the show or get over it at this point because the viewers are bored.
It,
But viewers and me.
yeah. And I think for me, it's like, what does she want at this point? She didn't accept the apology that Giselle gave to Chris publicly during the reunion. She did not accept it, right? She went and called her all kinds of nasty names under the sun. So,
Mhm.
what is it that you want exactly from this woman, right? Because
Oh,
at the end of the day, you were upset about something that happened. You have every right to be upset. That's your husband, of course. But then, this woman goes and apologizes. You then find out some new information about someone else, Robin, and you think it's somehow related to your situation, that they're conspiring against you and your husband to malign him, to detract and deflect from what was going on, in Robin's life, when Robin is literally the only one that stood by you guys very publicly on the show. And then you say all those nasty things to Giselle. I don't follow her on social media, so I don't know what she's saying on social media, but every time they put any kind of clips, I'm like, ay, Dios mío. So we know that, she has said some pretty nasty things online too, and she's definitely written some.
yeah.
So Giselle not like addressing you, Giselle not, bothering with you. Like, is she taking that out on Robin too? Like, is all of this situation like really just about Giselle, but you're throwing it onto Robin,
Yeah.
and you just keep going in circles because I don't even think Candace knows what she wants. Like at this point,
She was
what?
crying. She was like, in the confessional, she's like, I kind of still have hope for me and Robin. And I'm like, I don't wonder. Well, your actions say otherwise. Like, I don't understand why you're mad at this point, or you keep you want to be mad at this point, um, with this whole
Mm-hmm.
situation, and then you want to reconcile with her, but then you want to continue dissing her and like making her feel
Yeah.
like, which maybe Robin deserves it, doesn't deserve it. I don't know at this point because
Yeah.
Robin is just harping on, I don't want to talk to Candiace. A lot of articles have said that Robin is just picks fights with people who are beefing with Giselle because the Batman to the Robin. Get it? So I don't know.
I just think that, like, okay, going back to Ashley.
Yeah.
Of course she couldn't help herself. Of course. She just had to say something. She just had to make it into a thing. But if you notice, nobody ever stops her. Like, that the moment Ashley goes into, well, no, stop her. The moment she turns to look at no, stop her. Because what's going to come out is not, it's going to ruin the dinner. It's going to ruin and it has nothing to do with her. It's going to ruin the dinner. And like, she has a point that, yes, whatever issue she got, she just brings it to the group versus Candiace bringing it to online. But it isn't about you right now. But you're trying to make it about you to like stir that pot again.
Yeah, she was like, basically, y'all ruined my chicken-ish event because of y'all's drums. And that was her way of just stirring everything back up. So, it's just a
The chickens
whole,
taking poop ruined your chicken poop thing, girl.
it really did because it was so nasty. It was so
Who was
nasty.
participating? Who? NECA didn't know what was going on. I think she thought they stole her money. And then Wendy thought she won something, but I don't really think that she did. Like, it was just who?
Too
Who
much.
won? Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, so back to Let's recap here. Candiace and Robin weren't seeing eye to eye during that dinner, and after a few minutes of clashing, Robin fled the scene. She couldn't find a curb to cry on this time, so she settled for a table and called her husband to vent. As we've seen time and time again, Juan hates it when Robin calls him. First, Robin tried to FaceTime Juan, but his camera mysteriously wasn't working. He said he was busy folding laundry, hopefully by himself. Again, Yahoo article. Yahoo
Ooh.
article. When Robin started complaining about her latest fight with Candiace, Juan suggested that his wife be the bigger person and just listen to what Candiace has to say. That wasn't the advice Robin needed. She admitted that she doesn't want to be the bigger person. Where's the fun in that? With nothing but attitude and bad advice coming from Juan, Robin ended the phone call. Mia, Giselle, and Ashley came to comfort her instead. They rallied around the green eyed bandit and convinced her to come back to the table. It's Karen's birthday after all, and there's a drag show to get to. I don't know.
There's clearly a divide still, which I always
Yeah.
feel like it's very cringy to me. And I don't know why I always notice it. Like, it's
Yeah.
always like the lighter skinned people go on one side and then the darker skin go on the stay on the other side, you know?
Yeah.
And I just hate it. I'm like, I don't know. I'm surprised they're NECA's friend, to be honest. But NECA hasn't really contributed too much to the show. I think they should just kick her out because she's rocking my last nerve.
We're 8 episodes in. Give the
Yeah,
girl
and
a chance.
no, she has not contributed to anything besides the Wendy storyline about witchcraft. She acts like she doesn't speak. It's like
Yeah.
all the other ladies talking and she's just in the background. That's boring. Kick her out.
Okay. Well, so I feel bad for Robin. It's sad seeing her cry. Like, because she's not someone who at all has been emotional throughout this entire run of the series.
Mm.
And it's it's obvious it's taking a toll on her. For her to like be the one to remove herself to go and cry somewhere, and not really like, it doesn't even seem like she wants the company, right? Except from her husband, who continues to literally do the least for her. Like,
Well, he did offer good advice. He's like, why don't you just be the bigger person for once? She ain't want to hear it. She said in the confessional she don't want to be the bigger person. So now I have a problem with Robin. I'd be like, if you don't want to fix it, just be like, hey, let's dead this. We're not going to be friends. Get over it and let's move on.
but
Or
she
let's fix it and that's it.
but she said that to her last week, or not last week, last episode. She said we're not friends, and that was it. So,
Well, she was
like,
emotional. She was saying it.
well, clearly she still feels the same. So yes, while you have some points that like maybe that was good advice, at the end of the day, if she's not ready for that, it wouldn't help her to be the bigger person, because she
Mhm.
might still feel, some resentment or some anger or whatever that'll just pop up later. So it's like, to me, it's like, let her have her feelings and get them out, however she wants to, so that she can eventually get to a point where maybe they'll be at a better place. But she's already told Candiace, we're not friends. And they
Yeah.
keep poking her.
That's
So in this regard, I do feel bad for her, because it's literally like just attack, attack, attack. And we all know that like she doesn't have the best support system like at home, So it's like it just overall I think it sucks. And like, is Candiace being, dramatic? Yes, we already talked about that. She's like incredibly dramatic, and clearly she's projecting onto Robin her issues with Giselle.
mhm.
But I mean, that's not going to change. Like, Candiace, I think, really would just, she would probably be cool with Giselle if Giselle was like kissing her ass or something. If Giselle was like, "Oh, I want us to be friends," blah blah, blah. Like, if,
Yeah, for
but we know that's not who Giselle is. She
mhm.
didn't even do that with Karen, and she was actually real friends with Karen. So for years they were beefing until eventually they made up, and I don't know how they made up. I don't think I remember, but I'm glad they did.
Yeah.
Anyway, Candiace
You
is
know
not
what they
Karen.
need to bring? You know what they need to bring back? Y'all remember MTV's Celebrity Deathmatch?
Girl,
with
stop.
with the cartoons, and then they were all like fighting and stuff. I mean, I think they just need to hash it out just one good time. Not that I'm condoning violence. We could have like little plushies or something. Just hit y'all hit each other with pillows. I don't know, but just
I have my own triangle here. Like, girl, what?
what?
Anyway,
Because I just feel like it's all this pent up aggression, and I think if they just like hash it out in the ring, they'll all get over it. All right, we done. No, maybe that's what I
so
want.
moving forward, after the
Fine.
dramatic dinner, the ladies ventured to the drag show. Ashley was thrilled. Of course, because she already dropped her bombs. And after the dinner from hell, it was some much needed relief for everyone. You can't be mad when you are surrounded by drag queens, right? Wrong. Somehow, the petty drama managed to follow them into the gay bar. During the show, the ladies were challenged to do their most ferocious runway walk. The queens brought Mia, Ashley, Karen, Wendy, and NECA on stage to show off their best runway walks. They all delivered, but when Wendy got up in her blue Mugler bodysuit that was seen 300 times across Real Housewives franchises and did her runway walk, she hit all of her poses, but NECA wasn't living. On stage, she gave her 2 thumbs down, not one, but two. Wendy
Mhm.
didn't see the shade, but Candiace certainly saw it from the crowd. She wasn't happy, and rightfully so. Why bring this hating energy into the club? If Robin and Candiace could sit peacefully next to each other, NECA could have kept the shade to herself. It's not like anyone at the bar even knew who NECA was at the time. But go off, girl. Again, Yahoo article. Yahoo article, y'all. Ultimately, they named Karen as the winner, of course. Part of that decision was based on the fact that it was her birthday, but she also literally got on her hands and knees and crawled across the stage. She earned that win, and the drag queens crowned her with a tiara and a sash. It was a fabulous ending to a not so fabulous cast trip.
Hmm.
Ooh, okay, so that was the last section. What do we think?
Well, Yahoo article said it best. Like
Oh,
NECA, nobody knew who NECA was.
oh,
Nobody cares
oh,
who
oh,
NECA is. I
oh,
mean,
oh gosh, all
I know
right.
that came out harsh. All right, I'll take it back. She didn't need to be petty like that. Like if
No,
she
she
says
didn't.
that she doesn't have a problem with Wendy, like why do all that? First of all, her walk was the opposite of fierce. It was scary because it was so bad. So, if you can't walk and strut and do these things, like why put yourself in that situation? Why?
Yeah. Yeah.
So she just wants to carry on the beef or be a part of a new beef with Wendy. And I
Yeah.
thought it was unnecessary and very childish. Everybody was having fun. Like, why does she need to do that?
Yeah, I think it was just kind of like maybe to get a camera moment, you know? Like,
Because she doesn't have any. That's what I'm saying. She is boring. At least Ascale was way better, better fashion, like better personality. Like,
yeah.
she's. I'd rather
Yeah.
see Charisse, and we know that I don't like Charisse that much.
So I think like it was pointless for NECA to do all that. She was clearly just trying to get some camera time
Which she
and
doesn't have.
I know, you think she's boring. I
Yeah.
get but she's new. Like, maybe she just needs some time to really like, I don't know, kind of bring something to the table or whatever. Anyway, but yeah, I don't think it was necessary. I don't think it was called for. And then also like they were having a good time. Like it's more about a fun thing, like and then so that I feel makes NECA look like disingenuous because clearly like you kept your cool during the painting of Karen thing. That was like a intimate moment, but here you're in public, all these people, and you want to do all that. It's like why? And then on top of that, Wendy looked amazing. Like
She
she
did.
looked really great, and she did a great job. So for you to give her a thumbs up, you looked like the bad one, like entirely. Like even if Wendy had bombed, You would look terrible still, you know? But Wendy looked great. And you came off like a hater, NECA. I'm sorry.
True story. She came out looking like a hater.
Yeah, she really did. Anyway, so nothing we can do at this point because the drama's going to continue some way, somehow. So I don't really think that we got anywhere during episode 8. Um, and the rest of the season just looks like it's going to be even more chaotic. I don't know how they get back to, the Potomac we used to know and love, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know what franchise is the one that's winning at this point because Beverly Hills is just falling apart. I do hear a lot of people talking about what is it, Utah, Salt
I
Lake
hear a lot of
City.
people talking about Miami.
Miami's on and off. I don't know what Larsa's over there doing. I have no interest in seeing her whatsoever. And I
None.
don't know what happened with Jersey and New York and all. Well, New York, I hear that there's like a new cast and stuff, but I'm not that interested to
Yeah.
see it yet. So I
Yeah.
hope that something happens. But I think we're gonna see more of the NECA Wendy storyline unfold because now we're gonna talk about NECA being a hater for the next 7 episodes.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
so we'll see. We'll keep
Yeah.
being, I don't know, cheerful and hating and dramatic and resourceful, I don't know,
Yeah.
informative, our regular opinionated selves throughout the episodes.
Seriously.
But that concludes today's episode. I mean, thankfully,
I
because
know.
this was a drag. Um, You get it, guys. Watch it. Let us know what you think in the comments about this episode. Was NECA a hater for doing this double thumbs down? Did you think that Wendy's mom's surgery was that serious? I know I might have come out sounding a little insensitive. I didn't mean that. It just seemed convenient.
Yeah. Yeah.
Should Robin still be angry at Candiace at this point? Should she be the bigger person like Juan told her to be? Um, what do we think about Giselle? Because we heard her, chuckling in the background every time Robin and Candiace were fighting. Is she instigating? I don't know. Should we kick NECA off the show? Tell me that too. Tell us that too. But if you haven't done so, please subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Also, please share our video. We're trying to grow our community so your friends could be our friends. We could all be friends. We also have social media, which Dee will tell you about.
We're on Instagram and TikTok at Hear Me Out DNE. So make sure you guys follow, share the content, and of course interact because we enjoy interacting with you guys.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.